Hi, Sharon Danley here with another 2-minute tip. This week it's the next installment in our internal makeover. Thanks for joining me on this new venture or adventure into upgrading our internal selves, doing a makeover, an upgrade, whatever term you want to put on it that feels comfortable for you. Sessions will be a little longer, so grab a cup of your favorite beverage, dust off your journal, and join me and participate, please, because we all know that the more you get involved in something, the more effect it has on you. Aim here is to discover or rediscover our passions, to define our beliefs, because they change, design our attitude for where we are now, and to direct our lives the way we want them to go. In order to get the most out of this little series, I would highly recommend dusting off that journal or getting yourself a new one just dedicated to this this group of sessions, and make it something that you enjoy doing. I mean, there's all kinds of ways of journaling. You can do it online, you can write, you can draw, you can speak into a video camera. There's all kinds of ways of doing it. You could also divide it, a journal, into one half being for, your exterior things that you're learning, and the other side for the internal things that you're either relearning or discovering for where you are now. Simply put, how we look, act, speak, and think directly affects our healthy self-esteem, and it does make a lasting impression on others. The fundamentals to a healthy and strong inner outlook and outer charisma are how we care for ourselves, both inside and out. It's all about perspective management. And a smart perspective, in my opinion, and in my experience, adopts the viewpoint that you are the boss of you. So the aim is to put yourself in charge, at the helm, in the cockpit, at the podium, and in the director's chair of your life. You are your CEO of you, or the Jedi Master of your world. And that, my friends, is our starting point. So are aware that confidence is the most admired state. And the good news is it's achievable by anyone. And like all good things, it's more than just making a choice to sport this attitude. Practiced, just like makeup, it becomes a habit. Continued, it becomes a natural state of being. It's simply practice makes perfect. I'm going to refer to this this series from a standpoint of a makeover, like as if we were doing a makeover for the face. We're going to just do a makeover for the internal selves, and referencing to the 4 cornerstones of great makeup, which will be in the description box. We'll relate with that theme in reference to the inner makeover, and those cornerstones are skin tone or foundation that everything is supported by. Brows, how you express yourself and listen to others. Eyes, the doorway to your soul and what people feel in you. And lips, the words you speak and the power they have for good or not. With that perspective, what's the first thing that is most often applied in a makeover? That's right, foundation. It's also the case in setting the soul in the right direction. And as foundation covers the biggest area on the face, so it sets the tone of an internal refurbishment. So, what's important in foundation? Self-management, which equals self-mastery, and means discovering, defining, designing, and directing, and acting on your choices. Make a point here of people that I'm sure you've come across who possess self-mastery, or people that you look up to, or you think, oh, I wish I could just have a little bit of that. They're the boss of themselves. They are people who decide how to feel. No matter what life sends them, they decide how to feel about it. They respond to situations, in other words, they don't react to them. They think it through. They are in charge of their emotions and choose how to feel always. They don't let their emotions run the train, so to speak. They enjoy their journey through life and don't hold out to be happy when. They appreciate their achievements no matter where they finish because they know they've done their best. And given what they've been given, they've done their best, and that's all that counts. They know it's not where they finish, but where they came from that counts. They respect and contribute to the world around them. While respecting their own beliefs, they really listen and work to understand other people's perspectives. It's a mighty big tool, especially in today's world. They make healthy, well thought out decisions. They use judgment, they don't judge. They are quick to laugh and slow to anger. They choose to forgive and don't allow further injuries or betrayals to occur. They choose to make a difference rather than take revenge. They value themselves and the world around them. They do what excites them with integrity and live their lives to the fullest. And they make the very best of friends. Self-mastery is at the top of the list, in my opinion. Contrary to some belief systems, it's very simple, yet often overlooked, because it's the art of self-discipline, of keeping oneself on track physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. A simple yet huge factor is lifestyle skills, while keeping your environment pleasing, organized, and tidy always. When your environment is messy or disorganized, so are you. And we often feel confused in our thinking. And of course, life will always throw us curves. I mean, always. We can count on it. But when we are organized, it makes the task of overcoming much, much easier. I'll tell you a little story. My darling Andrea, who passed away, and one of the reasons I'm devoting this channel and the Facebook page to her memory to help is because it honors her. But I want to share with you some of the things that we did and that I did in our lives. Andrea required a lot of care. So for those of you who are caregivers, either to aging parents or children with challenges, or a sibling or a friend or whatever, you understand. And for those that are freed up from that, you remember. The trick is that I always found with Andrea, because I never knew when she was going to have a seizure. And she had atonic ones, which is where she would stiffen first and fall like a board, not crumple up. So consequently, she had a lot of head injuries. So when she wasn't feeling well, I never knew when that would be. And I found that when my own life and my surroundings were organized to the hilt, I could jump to action right away whenever I needed to. Whenever she was really sick to her stomach for 2 or 3 days, it was horrid. I had my home environment padded and in a way that served her in case she fell. I organized things in her apartment for her so that when I needed to go there, when she was sleeping or resting, but she still needed to have someone watch her, I could still do internet stuff or write or whatever it was I was doing. And I found that when I kept a daily living plan, it was a huge secret that worked very well. I would write out what I needed to do for the week, generally speaking, my appointments and everything else. But the one thing I gave myself was, let me put it this way, I would call it a flexibly structured plan. And this is going to work for everybody in all kinds of situations. You set out your plan. These are your goals. This is what you're aiming for. But if it doesn't work because disaster strikes or any number of other things, you can alter your plans and then you get back on track when you can. That is a huge secret. Planning and building in flexibility for change. Lots of other stories I have, as I'm sure you have. And this is what journaling, writing in our journals is all about, is to remember how did we respond, or how did we react? If we were given those same things today, how would we do better? But the trick is, the number one thing is, in my opinion, to self-mastery is being well organized in your life on all fronts, because then your life serves you. You're not confused by it. Does that make sense? Okay, assignment. Yep, assignment. Because we all know we get far more out of anything we participate in by writing and exploring the discussion. So this week is simply set up your journal the way you like, and that compels you to get involved with yourself. Then write about what you'd like to change, reshape, redesign, realign about yourself, taking the foregoing into consideration. Nothing else. That's it. And remember, it's really important to start at the beginning. As was told to Dorothy when she started off on the yellow brick road in The Wizard of Oz, things outside ourselves will be resolved much better when we are better within ourselves. Coming from a place of healthy confidence and strength always gets the job done in more satisfying and robust ways. So think about what's being stated here and write down what's working for you and what you need to improve on, or what you'd like to change. Please share in the comments below if you feel comfortable with it. And I'm thinking that I'd like to do a live stream maybe on a closed Facebook page, or do it on YouTube. You let me know what you'd like to do, if you'd like to do that. And I welcome your feedback too, please, as having a live stream discussion might make a difference, where we can, collectively discuss things just to clarify. Okay, so that's it for this week. Thanks for listening. Consider pondering your internal landscape. And you can always watch again if you've missed anything. That's the beauty of the University of YouTube. Remember, what you do each moment creates your past and designs your future. So realign, redesign, and redirect your way to a masterful life. We'll see you next time.